Hi, I'm Maureen Metcalf. I'd like to welcome you to the Innovative Leadership Series and the module on creating a compelling vision. This video will walk you through the exercises that you will do based on the weekly email assignments you receive. At the end of the module, you'll have a much clearer sense of your personal vision and values, and you'll use that as the foundation for the rest of your leadership process. If you're working with a coach, we recommend that you share your weekly assignments with him or her to accelerate your development process. Now let's get started. Creating your vision is the first in a six-step process of building innovative leadership. We'll dedicate one module to each of the steps. Cultivating a sense of clarity about your overall vision, which can also be summarized as your direction and aspirations, will guide you through the balance of the Innovative Leadership Development Program. You'll create your vision through an exploration that takes into account your unique individual experiences while simultaneously considering the groups and organizations to which you will belong. You'll be receiving weekly exercises and worksheets. We recommend you create a master document to hold these responses so that you have easy access to review them in future weeks. This lesson will walk you through the worksheet and explain how a clear vision helps you develop. These exercises provide you a practical step-by-step process to follow clarifying your vision. Take your time when answering the questions and feel free to return to earlier instructions and explanations in this video for a practical step-by-step process. The intention behind your aspiration fuels both personal and professional goals, as well as a sense of meaning in life. When your actions are aligned with your goals, they drive the impact you create in the world at large. Simply put, your vision and aspirations help you decide where to invest your time and energy. Clarifying them helps you define a manner of contributing to the world that authentically honors who you are. So, let's start by defining the time span that resonates best with you. Whether it's 1 to 5 years, or for some of you, this will be the span of your lifetime. Keep this time horizon in mind as we do the exercises going forward. Your vision and aspirations will further help you clarify what you want to accomplish over this time span. Knowing these vision and values helps you align your actions with your aspirations. As part of this process, it'll be important to consider the context in which you work, specifically your organization or employer. If you're clear about your personal visions, you can evaluate where and how you fit within the organization, which helps you align with your values and actions. In addition to creating a well-defined vision, it's also important to be clear about your motivations. The combination of vision and desire will enable you to maximize your potential. Without sufficient desire, solid vision, and understanding of your current capabilities, you're likely to struggle when progress becomes difficult. It's also important to note that many people will complete this lesson and still won't have a clear sense of vision, which is fine. This vision will come over time as you work and as you mature in your introspection process. Some people grow up knowing what they want to do for the rest of their lives, but for the rest of us, we've worked to refine this over time. Now that we've discussed the vision and value of your life and career, you'll complete some exercises to guide you in identifying what's most important to you. First, you'll define the future you would like to see, and from that vantage point, clarify your vision and values. By seeing into the future and the impact you can make, you'll have more clarity about what steps you need to take to get there. Now I'll walk you through one of the exercises in the Vision series, and you'll complete this when you receive the weekly assignment. Imagine yourself at the end of your life. Look back and imagine what you've done and the results that you've created. Write or draw a picture of this future. When you continue through the lessons, let that future person speak to you and help you set the path to enable you to look back on your life and say things like, I feel fulfilled and am proud of the life I've lived. I lived well. Once you've created a picture of your future, you'll again receive another email listing some questions. Use these questions to create a story about your successful life. You'll have answers that guide you through things like telling the story of what you accomplish and the results that got you there. For example, if you answered that you had a very large family, describe how you were able to accomplish supporting and caring for this family, as well as the joy they provided in your life. What you're trying to create is a roadmap of your journey that gives you more insight into what you want. If you had the option to design a perfect life, what would that look like? We'll give you these questions in a future email. Based on your picture and story, the next step focuses on creating a life purpose statement. This statement should be 2 to 5 sentences and captures the essence of how you want to live this life. Here's an example of a life purpose. My vision is to develop myself to the greatest capacity and help others develop and thrive in all aspects of their lives. I will live consciously and courageously, relate to others with love and compassion, and leave this world a better place based on my contributions. Seems rather generic, but it provides deep information about how this person wants to live. After you're creating your statement, it's time to take a good look at your vision and consider what you truly want. If you're like most people, the choices you wrote in this story are a mixture of very selfless and also some materialistic elements. People sometimes ask, is it all right to want a luxury car or a second home? Part of the purpose of this exercise is to suspend judgment about what's worth desiring and ask instead what aspects of your vision is closest to your deepest desire. To find out, ask yourself the following questions about each element before going into the next one. If I could have it now, would I take it? Some elements of your vision don't make it past these questions. Others pass the test conditionally. Yes, I would want it if. After defining and clarifying your vision, it's time to consider your personal values. The combination of vision and values exercises helps you create the foundation of what you want to accomplish, as well as the core principles that guide your actions toward your vision. Values are deeply held views about what we hold worthwhile, and also what we don't. They come from many sources: parents, religion, school, peers, people we admire, and the culture. Many go back to childhood, but others are taken on as adults. This exercise involves 3 steps: defining, eliminating, and integrating your values, beginning by defining what's most important. For this exercise, you'll work with the weekly email that contains a checklist of possible personal values, and you'll select the top 10, those that are most important for you. You'll use them as a guide for how you behave and as the components of your way of life. Feel free to add any values of your own that may not appear on the sheet. After you've identified the top 10, imagine that you're only permitted to have 5. Which would you give up? Cross them off now. Then, narrow the list down to 3. If you had to narrow it down to 1, what is the one item that you could not live without? Now, after defining and clarifying your vision and values, the next exercise helps you reflect on how to put those into action. Consider the things you care most about, as well as your innate talents and skills, to determine what about your current life you would actually like to refine or even change. You're probably passionate about specific interests or areas of your life. If you're really fortunate, you have the opportunity to participate in many of these, especially in your work. The purpose of this exercise is to consider how to best incorporate your passions into your life and possibly into your job. You're likely to have passions that will always remain in the realm of hobbies. We get that. The main point of the exercise, though, is to move you closer to identifying and expressing as many passions as possible in the work you do. In our experience, part of figuring out what you want to do is paying attention to what you find most interesting. These interests can reveal themselves in the course of your daily interactions with peers and colleagues, and quite frequently at business functions. They're reflected in whatever you find yourself reading. They even display themselves in the context of more casual occasions, and are often seen in the activities that you share among friends. Next, you'll review the overlap from the answers. What are the common components and themes in your responses to the exercises? This could mean building additional skills and moving toward a different role, or allocating a portion of your work time to a project that's aligned with your values. So let's look at an example. A manager who greatly values mentoring others chose to set time aside each week to do one-on-one coaching. While this woman wasn't doing exactly what she wanted to do for a living, she found great meaning in working with female staff members to help them develop in their career. We may not be passionate about every part of our job. Most of us aren't. but we are often able to integrate elements that we are passionate about into our work. This may appear very simple on the surface, and may be something you revisit annually in order to refresh what you genuinely find most important. We find that revisiting allows you to nurture a sense of continual clarity about your direction. Iteration provides a mechanism for clarifying your direction as you grow and develop. With everything that you try, false starts and all, you'll discover a deeper truth about yourself that moves you closer to your more authentic passions. Some of these passions will be incorporated into your career, as we mentioned. Others will help you shape your personal life. Next, we're going to move on to the reflection questions that you'll receive in the next 4 weeks by email. After you've worked through the worksheets where you develop your vision and values, you'll move to the reflection questions. There will be 4 weekly worksheets, each covering a different category. The first category looks at what do I think and believe, and that's your vision and values and your intentions. The second category will be what do we believe, and that looks at the culture of the organizations, and you can look at multiple organizations if you want, thinking about work, school, community, and family. The third category, how do we do this, looks at the systems and processes within that organization. And the fourth category, what do I do, looks at my actions based on what I believe, what the organization believes, and the systems and processes. So the goal of the reflection questions is really to build that introspective muscle and help me align my actions with my values, the organization's culture, and the organization's systems. This alignment is critical for leadership success, both in your own development and also if you're refining and changing your organization. So again, these questions will come in weekly emails. Each week you'll get a different set of questions. We recommend that you pick 1 to 3 and answer those. Now, the list you get will be long, and that's because we're trying to appeal to a broader audience, so all of them won't apply to you. No need to try to answer them. Just pick the 3 that make the most sense for you. Once you've completed this module on creating a compelling vision, you're on your way to developing as an innovative leader. Creating your own vision takes time and energy, and great care. You'll likely want to review and revise your vision exercises throughout the leadership development process, as it serves as the foundation for all of the choices you make. Feel free to return to this lesson to help you refine and as you go through the weekly email process. Thank you for joining me in this innovative leadership module, Creating a Compelling Vision. A clearly articulated vision and clear understanding of your motivations are important to successful performance and also to fulfillment. I hope you found it informative and engaging, and now you'll have a clear set of expectations and be prepared to complete the weekly email series as you receive them, having this as a foundation to refer back to if you have questions. The next module in the series will focus on analyzing your situation and strengths. I look forward to helping you throughout this process in developing yourself as an innovative leader. And also if you're working with a coach, that they are guiding you through these lessons and building on them to build your success more quickly.